go. Just going to pop into Steenwijk, have a look round. Taking the bike this morning, or this afternoon as it is. Just going to take a walk in, show you a little bit about what goes on here, what doesn't. I suppose first things first, sunglasses. Yeah, sunglasses, February. Now I've got no idea what the time is, but it's 14th of February. Famous the world over for being my brother's birthday, so happy birthday, Robert. Well, it strikes me that I come here quite a lot and I say to people back in Britain, hey, I'm off to see my good friend Wouter in Steenwijk, and because it's not Amsterdam, I have no idea where it is, but I tend to try and visit places and pass on how nice they are. It's a beautiful day though. Oi. Saying oi to the locals, always like that. You can just see behind me, oh, that's a tree, you can't see anything behind me. There we go. It's a nice little park actually. Quite pleasant to walk around on a sunny morning with the kids or the dogs, whichever your preference. Amazing. It's very, very warm. I have no fixed target to go to, but it will involve getting a coffee somewhere. And I'm 100% confident in saying that will be at a place called the Koets Huis, I think. My pronunciation is always poor, so committing these to film is a brave move. But yeah, here we go. I'll just spin this camera around so you can get a view of what lies ahead. Yeah, fancy hair. Oh, I've lost my bearing, I think. So we've reached our destination. What I'll do is again, I'll let you have a look at that. Well, I've taken the sunglasses off because, yeah, it's just, I went in for a coffee and then couldn't really bring myself to put them back on again, but we'll see. It's a beautiful day still. And that's quite a bit to see. 2:30. A few people about, but not very many. I'm actually now in search of postcards. I've promised postcards to Charlie and Oliver. So in consequence, I've got to find some. Yeah, I've been coming to Steenwijk for, well, 3 years I think, and on my very first visit I put it in my notes to visit the Kermis and Circus Museum, and on that day I came 3 years ago, the sign in the window said it was closed but opening soon after some refurbishment work or improvement work. Well, 3 years on, look, it hasn't really got much better or anywhere near opening, but we live in hope. Well, I did find postcards, but I suggest if you're looking for postcards in any country on the 14th of February, you're going to struggle. It would seem the whole world is being thrown over to love and affection. But hey, job done. Now I need to find either a post box, stamps, and no, just those two things. But now I'm off into the Hamer. Ah, he's not getting that much further. There you go, look. Small street, giant lorry. Here we have Steenwijk's town centre. That's the director, I think, which I believe is judge in Dutch, but I wouldn't hold me to that. I think it's judge. That might end up therefore being the courthouse, but we'll see. I'll check that. But as you can see, pretty little square, albeit a bit sleepy on a Thursday afternoon. It's undergone a renovation of sorts, and in the middle, which I don't think you can see, but about there in the centre there, they've committed the crime of installing fountains. Having once attended a seminar on fountains and their historic value, etc., etc., the guy running the seminar said there isn't a council or local authority in the world that would install fountains now. The maintenance cost is ferocious and the problems too many to list. But hey, Steenwijk is a town that makes its own decisions, and they've gone for fountains, which aren't on. So draw your own conclusions. But pretty enough, I think you'll find. And then coming into view is the church, cathedral perhaps, I don't know, with the tower there. I'm not 100% sure whether you can, well, clearly you can go in it, but I don't know whether you can go up into the tower. That's something else for me to find out. You think I'd know, having been here so many times. But yeah, there you go, that's Steenwijk's town centre. I stumbled across this sort of shop, antique shop, I think, knick-knackery, whatever. What you wouldn't want is the job every night putting the stuff away, or indeed putting the stuff out in the morning. But yeah, I'd imagine you could have some fun whiling away the time in the actual shop, which I can see from the door has a atlas, reminding me of a friend of mine who has one in his garden. There you go. Ah, thank you, Val. Politely people ducking under the camera. How nice is that? But there you go, and if you're minded to visit, that's the name of the shop. Oh, there we go. I'm going to make my way back now. I've seen as much as I need to see from today. I'm also minded that the battery levels on the Zoom H4n aren't all they could be. So rather than run out of audio recording, make my way back. See how we go. Pretty little row of terraces here. I don't know whether, let me see if I can give you those. Where it goes up and down. It's always very nice when I sort of come by. Again, walking past the park. Actually, running the risk. We'll go into the park and see what we can see. Look at all sorts in here. In the enclosure there they have deer, which there's a whole list of things you can and can't feed them, but that makes sense, I suppose. Otherwise people just feed them bread and nuts, I would imagine. Don't know whether you can see them, but I'll take a bit of a detour and show you. This isn't out of my way going back to number 9, but it's not the most direct route, obviously. Ah, talk of the devil. There are indeed people feeding them. Yeah, there you go. That's the deer being fed. I'm guessing it's bread and nuts. But as a park, enclosed bit, that's obviously a bloody tree in the way, but we'll ignore that. Yeah, you can see that's quite a nice place to come for a walk with the kids or the dogs. As I said before, depending on what your preference is. So, that's a sort of a short walk around Steenwijk. And that's me heading back. For the rest of the day, apart from the editing, I've got some plans to make for next week and the week after. But yeah, not much really. Yeah, more deer. One of the things the sort of vlogging community don't really mention much, as I think about it, is the sheer strength you need to keep holding your arm up in order to not lose track of yourself in your film. I've made matters 10 times worse, of course, because instead of going for a sort of handy camera holder, I've been using a proper tripod most of the day, so I'm actually using a tripod at the moment, which is breaking my arm. But yeah, we'll see. Right. But I'll just take not a detour as such, but a little sort of move through here. There you go, look at this. I'll just spin the camera around for you and let you see what we're looking at. Nice little duck pond. Well, no, duck pond, that's being a bit unkind to it, I think, but nice, eh? As I say, if you were looking just to taking your lunch break and you needed somewhere just to feel at one with the world, there you go. And then you got the little trails, which are very well looked after. Yeah, I'll avoid the dogs just in case. We'll take a walk up. Yeah, what could that be, do you think? And although that's not the shortest route home, it's quite a pleasant one. Just stand aside because I think somebody's coming by on a bicycle. Yep. You don't need telling more than once that bikes come first in this country. They mostly have the right of way. But that's pretty much me back. So the final thing to mention would be the stalk that makes its, well, not its summer home, but its sort of spring, early summer home. Such is the way of things, he's not actually here at the moment, so that's the end of that story. And I think with that I'll sign off. I'll see you again soon.